Oh, yes, it's recording. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is T.S. Nchinga, the acclaimed speaker, the founder and director of TS Talks International. Tonight, I just thought to myself, let me just sit in my office and share with you guys what I have titled the three-dimensional view of our lives amidst the global pandemic of 2020. Obviously, over the last 5 weeks, I have been silent in the speaking space. I have been quiet. You guys would know that I do a lot of talking, I do a lot of speaking, and a few of you and a few of people who follow me a lot have been asking me, Mr. T, why are you silent about what is happening? So over the last 5 weeks, I've been reading a lot, listening to the news and listening to the noise that is going around. And so at this stage, I do really feel that I have some few things to share, of which are my sentiments around what has been happening. So I just thought, like I've said, to look at our lives in three layers, which I've titled the three-dimensional view of our lives amidst the global 2020 pandemic. So those layers would then be, I want to share rather my perspective of what has been happening in three layers. Perspective number one will look at how our lives were before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and after the pandemic. In all these three layers, I can share up to an hour about everything. But for the purpose of this video clip, I just want to be brief throughout so that it can be shareable in all social media platforms, including WhatsApp. All right? So yes, let me just hit on the spot. One, before the pandemic, how did our life look like? Guys, our lives were normal before the pandemic. I mean, we could freely go to work with no restrictions, no regulations by government or by anyone in authority. We could do sports, we could do schooling, we could do social gatherings, we could do clubbing, we could do partying, birthdays, baby showers, weddings, funerals, everything. And you guys would agree with me that life for us in that way was normal. And life for us was so fast-paced. Everything was just happening so quick, so fast. We were moving in a 9-5 model, go to work, come back, sleep, eat, wake up the next morning and do all of that and do everything that we want to do. Whether we did business, whether we did sports, like all these things that I've mentioned. So that was the normality of our lives prior the advent or the arrival of this novel coronavirus. Okay? And when it arrived, we must all agree that none of us saw it coming. I am talking about prophets, I'm talking about pastors, I'm talking about politicians, the government, and everyone in position of influence, or people whom we deem to have a superior position in society. None of those people could see this coming. Okay? Now that it has came, what did it do? It changed our lives. And notice the word there, changed. It changed us. It changed everything. It changed our view. It changed our doing of life. It changed our pattern of life. It just forcefully pushed itself into the world and required so much out of us to adapt or adopt to its context. All right. So, and the changes that have happened are in two ways. There's negative changes and there's also positive changes. And those changes have come about with implications. And tonight, I want to share or speak those negative implications and also speak those positive implications and share my sentiments around those. And obviously, a lot of it maybe you might have heard, but I hope to echo some of the things which you maybe didn't notice and amplify them and bring them into perspective for you guys. All right. So let me try. Looking at the negative things that have came as a result of this coronavirus. One, our liberty to move anywhere in the world at a time of our choice is gone. We can no longer be at a point where we want to be at a time of our own choice. There's now restrictions. There's new ways to do things. There's permits to be produced to be in places. There is now regulations to put masks and all of that. So our freedom to do what we want to do has been taken away. That's the negative one. The other thing that has happened, an abrupt halt or stop or discontinuation to economic activity, which has led to severe ripple effects, or it came about with severe ripple effects. When our economy was discontinued, it just made things worse. You guys would know by now, or for those of you that didn't know, before the pandemic, we were already bleeding economically. We were in technical recession. What does that mean? Our economic activity was slow, like to put it in layman terms. We had a slow economic activity. So the growth in which our economy was going about was very slow. And the pandemic came, we were thrown to a junk status. And what does that mean? It means now businesses are on threat of liquidation and being closed down. It means now we are in a position to lose our jobs. Projections at the moment are that 7 million job losses are going to transpire as a result of this. And you guys would know that before this pandemic, already 6.5 million people were not working in South Africa, which is horrible, awful stuff. I don't want to dwell much on that. It's so painful. It's so painful to be now faced with such reality. It really grieves my heart. It is so painful. Our unemployment rate was at 40%. Looking at young people, unemployment rate was at 50%. Now the projections are that for the first time ever in the history of our economy, we are going to see over 60% unemployment. Think about that. So this is so negative, and it came as a result of this. 3, no more activities. We can't do sports, we can't do schooling, we can't do church. Oh guys, I miss church. I'm a church guy. So I really miss church. I miss preaching. I miss singing. I miss worship. I miss all of those things in a congregational form, obviously, because I've been doing church here in my house alone. Yeah. Weddings, birthday parties, baby showers, and all of that, clubbing and dancing. I mean, a lot of things have been, discontinued. I personally, I was booked to be in Joburg, to be a program director in various activities like weddings in April. I had to be in Joburg 3 times already, but all of that was cancelled. Today is the 2nd of May. I would have been in Joburg again. But all my trips were cancelled as a result of this. And 700 businesses are now also in a threat to close down. So there's a lot of things that are negative that came as a result of this. Okay? People had to cancel weddings. People had to cancel sending their boys to initiation school. All of those graduation parties. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. We were now introduced to virtual graduations. It's awful. It's awful. It's awful. Really horrible. Okay? Crime. We've heard on the news that crime has gone down, but some other forms of crime have came about. Over 700 schools across the 9 provinces and metros have been vandalized. as a result of this. Shops have been broken down and people were stealing or taking alcohol. We've seen those things, not really good things. And they've come as a result of this. So much anger has been evoked in our society as a result of this. Gender-based violence. I mean, yesterday we've had our honorable president was also speaking about how, he was launching the gender-based violence response. As a result of this, over 90,000 calls have been reported by Minister Bekicele that people are calling. There's gender-based violence. People are not sitting well in our families because people are not used to being together. So these are all the negative things that have happened as a result of this. Let me move to the positive now, because I'm already at 10 minutes. Or already. The positive stuff. People have been asking me, Ubana, Mr. T, is this thing a godly inspired thing or a devil inspired thing? I've been so blunt in that perspective, guys. My sentiment is that God is kind, God is loving, God is awesome. He's a beautiful God, full of love for us. His intentions are never to harm us at any point in time. You know, the Lord is just so obsessed with perfecting everything that concerns our lives. And so, with that being said, this virus is a man-made virus and it's devil-inspired. But one can argue with me and say, but why then? Where is God? Why is God silent? God is not silent. God allowed us to go through this so that we may understand life better. God allowed this so that we may get a time and a chance to reevaluate our lives. Obviously, this is my sentiment. I am subject for correction. One can take me up and argue with me and say, no, you are talking crap. I will welcome that. I've got no worries. But obviously, be prepared when you are going to tackle me from that level. All right. Yeah. Okay. I've been saying so much. The positive stuff, I'm going to just list them like quickly. And now I am changing the tone. I'm changing the ambience of this video because I'm getting to the positive stuff eventually. The positive things that this virus has brought about. Let's look at them quickly. One, there's 15 things I'm going to just list without explaining. Number one, the most precious and valuable asset in our life has now been redeemed and we have it in abundance. Guess what is that? Time. We have so much time now. We have so much time. Time to read the books we have been planning to read. Time to exercise. Time to reevaluate our goals, our value system, our pattern of life. Stuff that we've always said that, no, I don't have time. Things that we've always wished to do, we can now do because we have time. And I've seen videos, I've seen people on social media, they've been doing a lot of exciting things and maximizing in this time. So I wish everyone and all of us can do that. Number two, all of our problems as humanity has been exposed from personal level, government, families. This time has exposed us. This time has exposed all the problems that we need to deal with as humanity. Inequality, poverty, the shadows, the fights, the conflicts in our families, the unresolved internal and external conflicts. Everything this pandemic has exacerbated and presented all problems right to our face. Now we have the time to fix and work around those things. Number three, traffic is gone. Fuel is now affordable. And again on Wednesday, I think this coming Wednesday, petrol prices will be decreased. That means more disposable income in our pockets. Okay? Kids are now at home with their parents. Parents are now at home with their kids. Fast foods have been replaced with home-cooked meals. I mean, myself I'm so lazy to cook, but during this pandemic, I've been trying as much to cook and do some recipes and all of that. Hence, you see some little glow in my face. I've been trying to eat healthy, drink a lot of water, and all of those things. So those are the positive things that have come about. And it's just now we are in level 4. They're bringing back the junk food. So, but please, guys, don't go too much. Stick with the home healthy cooked meals. Number 6. Hectic schedules have been replaced with naps, rest, meditation, more prayer, relaxation, exercising, and more prayer. That's positive, beautiful, really positive. The air is cleaner because there's no traffic. That means there is no more carbon, excessive carbon emission into the atmosphere, right? Clearer atmosphere. We breathe beautiful oxygen. The world is quieter now because we are all still. We are no longer fast-paced and all of that. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful, beautiful. The world is quieter. People are now conscious about our health and hygiene. We are now introduced to things like sanitizing. Beautiful stuff. We are concerned about hygiene. Money does not make the world to go around anymore, but humanity does that now. It's positive. Designer clothes are now pointless. Makeups are now pointless. Shiny haircuts and cheese cups are now pointless. We are now introduced to no longer cutting afros and all of that. Positive stuff. Creativity has been invoked in all levels. Innovation, we've seen so much creativity around us. We've seen so much innovations from business, from people, from society. It's amazing, guys. Keep it happening. Keep it going. It's really, really amazing. I love it. I love it. I'm encouraging more of it. Okay. What else? Doctors and nurses, these are very important members of our society. They are now being praised, celebrated, and honored, and they are given the gold stars that have always been due to them. Let us continue to do that. And it's beautiful. Let us continue to do it. So these are all the things that are positive. So as I come to conclusion, I want to look at our lives after the pandemic, or the perspective in which we should view our lives after the pandemic. Okay, we have now started talking about the new world order, or the life post the pandemic. Guys, I just want to say there's no new world after pandemic. What will be new will be how we decide right now to use the time to work on ourselves, reevaluate our lives, redefine our values, redefine our purpose, and redefine our goals, so that when we go back to the normal, we will go back with new mindset, new ways of doing things, and leave all that which is not working, and leave behind all the malfunctioning and skeletons that are negative behind, and go into the new world with positive and a new mindset. So unless we are intentional, there's no new world. There's no new world, and there's no new way of doing things. Okay? So that is the life post the pandemic. So in conclusion, this is what I want to say. In conclusion, days are the same. What matters is what you do on each and every single day. This is the time, guys, where we need to be intentional and use our time wisely, maximize on the time to appropriate our purpose once again very well in life. Use this time to appropriate our value system once again and do life in a much more better way. So I would like to close by echoing or amplifying that there is no guarantee to life. There is just grace. God has been gracious to us, and we are so grateful as we continue to live our lives. We don't have a right to life. God is the giver of life. Closing, lastly, by this, let us continue to wash our hands, wear masks. Now it's regulation. When we need to go out, wear our masks, continue to wash hands, and most importantly, stay at home. Stay at home. I hope this has touched you in one way or the other, or it will touch you. Please share your thoughts with me. Share your thoughts. I love you guys. Have a blessed time and have a blessed lifetime. Yeah, bye-bye. Thank you.